So in this video today, I'm going to share with you guys something that will blow your mind. For the guys of you who are chosen ones, that have just discovered and stepped out of narcissistic relationships, marriages, friendships, and for the most of you guys who are the black sheep of the family, this is the video for you. This is the video that is going to blow your mind. A lot of times you're wondering what is happening with the narcissist. So when you leave a narcissist, you're out there wondering what is happening, who are they dating, what are they doing with themselves, and you're wondering what their life is all about after these entanglements, those entanglements that you guys have had with them, right? And for the black sheep as well, you're also out there wondering what is happening with your family back home. Of course, you have heard some news that they have recruited a new scapegoat. Of course, there's a new black sheep there, there's a new scapegoat. And of course, eventually, you're wondering what are they doing and what is going to happen in those families. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. When you have awakened from a narcissistic family unit, you have just broken a very strong dysfunctional cycle. So what I'm trying to say is that you have actually broken the codes. So these are the codes that the narcissist has been using to operate. So it's like a pattern. This is like it's like a software, and they have got a certain software that they use during these kind of entanglements to abuse people, to destroy people, and everything like that. You as a person, as a black sheep who has awakened, you have broken the patterns, you have broken the codes. And it is easier to say, and it's also very clear to understand that from that point forwards, that family will never be the same. It does not matter, ladies and gentlemen, how much they try to fix that family. It does not matter who they recruit. It does not matter who the new scapegoat is. It does not matter what the narcissistic parent wants to do. You have simply broken the codes. You have cut through the codes. And now, they will never be able to operate the same way that they have done, because you have got somebody in that family that has actually looked behind the veil. There is somebody who has snapped out of that illusion. They have looked behind the veil, and they have eventually seen everything that they were not supposed to see. It is only a matter of time until the new scapegoat will actually figure out what is happening. Because of course, I've told you guys, the scapegoats, you have already seen it all. You've seen the abuse, you've seen the torture, you've seen the pain, you've seen the manipulation, you've seen everything. But you have awakened from it and you've broken out of those codes. The new scapegoat is not going to be any different from you. Because remember, let me tell you something, black sheep, when you leave those families, a lot of these family members, they are very curious about your life. So you're going to experience a lot of stalking, whereby they're going to try to find out what are you doing with yourself, how are you moving, and what are you doing with your life. And most of the times they're going to realize that you actually know the truth of what is happening. They may not actually come around and confirm it to you in your face that, yes, whatever it is you're saying is the truth. They'll be watching you behind closed doors, but inside of them they know that you know the truth. Knowing the truth, ladies and gentlemen, and snapping out of that bubble is also breaking the codes. What they are seeing, you doing, or you say, what they are hearing, you say, they know that is the truth. They will always live in denial and fail to acknowledge that that's the truth. But the inside of them, there is something inside of them that is telling them that this person is talking about the truth. It's the reason as to why normally, after awakening from those families, the black sheep, they gravitate very, very far away from their families. So it's like they're complete strangers. Those people, they will gravitate very far away from you, because I've told you guys, those families, they are not your real families. They were only your families in that time when you were there. But in this point of awakening, you will recognize that those individuals, they were not your families. These were just families that you identify with. You are born with them and you identify with them. But you will also understand that they're not your families on a very spiritual level, because, again, you're the man on the mission. Now, in the days to come, in the months to come, in the years to come, it doesn't matter how long it takes. The black sheep, the new recruit that they have recruited in those families, they are going to realize what is happening. First of all, they are going to understand the pain that you have always been going through, because now they are the ones who are actually taking up your position. And they are going to realize for the very first time the reason as to why you had to leave and you had to make the decisions that you've decided to take in those families. So over the years, you're also going to discover that those patterns of abuse, which you've been talking about, the codes of abuse, they are no longer working the same way that they used to work before anybody working in that family. So whatever it is the narcissistic parent tries to do, they may try to fool around, they may try to play around, they may try to smear around your name, they may try to do this and they may try to do that. It doesn't matter what they do. Nothing is going to work. It may work for a short period of time, but in the long run, they are going to burn out very quickly, because there is family members in that unit that actually understand what is going on. Because remember, I've told you guys, those black sheep are the ones who have gone out and they have blown the trumpet. So when you blow the trumpet, you make it very clear to everybody around you, family members and friends and people who know your circle, that actually the family is a dysfunctional family unit. So it is only a matter of time before other members of the family will try to snap. Will not even try; they will snap. It may just take a little bit of time. Although, because I've told you guys, sometimes they are going to be around, walk around and move in, and walk around and live in denial. Of course, they will try to hide away from the truth and the facts of what is happening behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, they are going to realize there is something that you've been talking about that actually is the truth. And the codes that have been used to operate in that family, the codes have been broken. And the operation, the manual of the whole system has already been broken down by the scapegoat waking up. Because I've told you guys, when you awaken, ladies and gentlemen, you are sending a very big shockwave within the unit. You're talking about things they have never seen. You're showing them things they have never seen. You're talking about things they have never known. And for the very first time, they are coming to the reality of what has been happening behind closed doors. So a lot of times, they will not give you the credit. They will not call you. They will not tell you that, okay, so listen, we finally understand you. We finally understand all these years what you've been talking about. We finally know what the truth is all about. But they will never come around and give you the credit. But inside of their spirits and souls, they know that actually you're talking about the truth. It's just because it's very, very difficult for them to swallow this. It's a very big baggage on their head to swallow. It's a very big baggage for their heads. Now, best believe, ladies and gentlemen, especially the black sheep, that the family unit will continue to crumble as the years go by, as the days goes by, as the months goes by. Sometimes it can take a couple of years, but the family will continue to crumble. The dynamics have changed, and the family will never be able to operate the same way it has been operating before. Is the reason as to why I've told you the black sheep, you are the biggest enemies in those families. The very moment you snap and you awaken, you are even this hatred towards you is going to magnify within the family members. But best believe, you have broken the codes, and the family will never be able to function and operate the same way it used to before. The same thing applies to a lot of you chosen ones who are waking up from dysfunctional relationships, narcissistic relationships, and situationships, relationships, friendships, and whatever, entanglements. When I met narcissists, most of the times, some of them I've met, I have discovered a long chain of the victims that they have abused over the years. So there's a list of victims they have destroyed over the years. Some of them even have passed away. Now we're still talking about the narcissistic code. These are people who have been operating under a certain system, under a certain cycle that they can actually not break out of. So they have been using this cycle to destroy a lot of people until they met a chosen one. Now, when they met you, of course, they did the same thing that they used to do with the previous victims. But this time, they were playing with an anointed person of God. Now, most of the times, the moment God chooses you, whatever the time may be, whatever it may be, and you're awakened out of this bubble, you are going to discover that the things that have been hidden from you, with your wives, from your wives or from your husbands, the things that have been hidden from you are unexplainable. The things that they have always done to destroy and to abuse people, they are actually unexplainable to anyone. You waking up, ladies and gentlemen, and breaking out of those codes, you break the whole cycle of abuse. Now, From that point forthwards, it does not matter what the narcissist does. It does not matter who they date. It does not matter who they go out with. It does not matter what they do, ladies and gentlemen. You have just cracked through the codes and they can no longer function the same way they used to do before. So the dysfunction that they had before in their mind is actually being magnified and multiplied times 10. They will try to pretend everything is okay. You know, there's a new guy, there's a new man, there's a new lady they are dating, there's a new guy they are dating. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. When you have broken through the codes and you've seen what is behind the veil, the narcissist will never be able to operate in whichever way they have been doing before. They will never be able to operate the same way they used to do before. And it's just a matter of time. I've told you guys as the time goes on, it's just a matter of time, like, until those new supplies. So what I'm trying to say in this video is that the new supplies, they're eventually going to catch up with those individuals. The narcissist, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if anybody has ever told you this. Most likely, I'm the first one to tell you this. The narcissist will never be able to have a successful relationship or entanglement after you. If you're a chosen one, you have been abused by a narcissist over the years. You have been destroyed. You have seen all this chaos and drama and everything. Anybody who comes after you, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing for you to worry about. I remember I've done so many videos and I've told you guys there is nothing for you to worry about. Just keep on moving and go your way. Anybody who comes after you, ladies and gentlemen, those guys, they're going to wake up because you have actually opened the gates for those individuals. You having snapped out of that bubble and discovered these demons for who they are. Anybody they're ever going to meet after you. Because I've told you guys, they have been meeting people before you. They have been destroying people over the years. One victim after the other one. They have been jumping from victim to victim, destroying people. A very long line of victims along their path. But the very moment they came in close contact with you, you are the guy who came there to teach them a lesson. So, the narcissists, they taught you the lessons you needed to know about yourself. But you're also the person who is going to teach those narcissists the lesson they will never forget in their entire lives. Anybody who is after you, do not worry about, ladies and gentlemen, do not worry about the pictures they are posting on social media. Do not worry about the vacations they are having. Do not worry about the weddings. Do not worry about the presents. Do not worry about anything what they are doing. It's just a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen. Before those new supplies they are dating, they are going to catch up with them. And you're the guy who doesn't want to be there when that moment has arrived. So when the new suppliers caught up with those individuals, you do not want to be there and know what is happening to those individuals, because it's going to be hell on earth in that time. Anybody the narcissist meets, I'll repeat this. Anybody that the narcissist is going to meet after you, that person is going to snap at some point, because the codes of operation have been broken. The codes the narcissist has been using to destroy, abuse so many people around the world, the codes have been broken and they can no longer be able. It's like, for example, there's a broken rope. You know what I mean? So this rope has been broken in the middle, okay? The narcissist goes into a new relationship and they try to tie the knot together, but that knot actually is not strong enough. It's a loose rope whereby it's actually going to break at some point in time. You are the one who has cut that cord. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you understand when I'm telling you, you have cut the cords. Ladies and gentlemen, cutting the cords, we're talking about spiritual cords. This has been a system they have been using to function, because I've told you guys these are demonic entities. There is a system and a cycle that have been used to function along their path. And they're not supposed to do it either way or either way. It's supposed to be the same pattern they are following. So it's the reason as to why you're seeing narcissists all over the world. They're doing the same thing. That's because they're following the same pattern. So it's a one-line route, but you have broken the codes and cut through the codes. They will never be able to operate in their entire lives the same way that they have done before. Dysfunctional families, they will crumble. The new scapegoats, they will awaken. Because your awakening has opened invisible doors for all the people in those units. They have opened the invisible doors for your family members, even though they will never come around and acknowledge the truth, or even sometimes give you credit for the truth. They will never come around and tell you this, but you have opened the gates for them. Now they can all see beyond the veil and what is behind the veil. For the narcissistic relationships and partnerships, it is the same thing. You have cut the cords of these narcissists. You have awakened. You have healed. You become the highest version of yourself. And anybody that comes after you, You have already paved the way for them. They will never be able to operate. And everybody who will meet in their way, who will come around their path in their way, they are going to awaken at some point, whether they like it or they don't. But you're the only one who doesn't want to be there, ladies and gentlemen. When those kind of things are happening, you want to be as far away as you can, because remember, you're the one that has opened the gates. You're the one who has seen the things you are not supposed to see. You have cut the cords, and now you've created this path for the other people who are going to come along after you. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you already know that I do love and appreciate your support. You may always book a session with me if you want to. You can donate or support my channel if you want to. And until then, it's been a blessing to have you guys on board. Much love and blessings. There's more signing out, and I'll catch you in my next one. Peace.